Now for some of the headlines we are watching for you this morning. Declassified FBI documents outlining an affair between former California Congressman Eric Swalwell and Chinese operative Christina Fang. Swalwell confessing in a May 2015 interview that he had physical relations with Fang on, quote, a handful of occasions, saying the last time was March of that year. He calls their relationship casual, that they never dated. In a second FBI interview in March of 2016, Swalwell outlined one instance where Fang banged on his apartment door before he let her in. But sleep medication made his recollection of their evening fuzzy. Fang also accused of being involved in several illicit campaign contributions to Swalwell and adding foreign interns to his office. The FBI at one point was also trying to recruit Fang to become a bureau informant. Fox News has reached out to Swalwell and his team for comment, but has not received a response. Well, the defense is set to call more witnesses in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial today. Her mother and sister taking the stand to testify about her declining mental state before she allegedly killed her 3 children in January of 2023. Both recounting how they witnessed Clancy's behavioral changes leading up to the killings. Watch this.
I noticed that she had become very anxious. She sent me a text message.
Would you read that for the jury?
Mom, will you please come up and stay with me for a bit? I'm really sick. Something is wrong. I had horrible insomnia all night, and I just don't know how I'm going to get through the day. I started taking the medicine my doctor prescribed for anxiety, and I think it's made things worse. It's just really scary, and I don't want to be alone.
At one point, Clancy also admitted to her mother and her then husband, Patrick, that she had thoughts of harming her children. But her mother testified that despite the issues, she never feared for her grandchildren's safety. Prosecutors say Clancy strangled her 3 children after sending her husband away from the home, then tried taking her own life. Her defense says that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and bipolar disorder. Well, the House Ethics Committee announcing an investigation into California Democratic Congressman Jimmy Gomez over allegations including, quote, inappropriate sexual contact with a House staffer. He's one of 4 members to have an ethics investigation open on them this Congress for inappropriate relations with staff. North Carolina Congressman Chuck Edwards and former Congressman Eric Swalwell and Tony Gonzalez all being looked into. Paramount is asking a judge to require 12 states and the Writers Guild of America to put up a nearly $1.9 billion bond for challenging its acquisition of Warner Brothers. The money would ultimately go to Paramount if it wins the case. This would cover a $7 million a day ticking fee that Paramount will owe Warner Brothers shareholders if this deal does not close by October 1st. This case is set to go to trial in March of 2027. And now to this. What American defense tech company is building AI for the military, which can run directly on warfighters' devices, even in network-denied environments? Edgerunner AI is working with the U.S. Army's AI Integration Center on Edgerunner Camo. This is a model trained using over 1 million real conversations from soldiers using the Army's Camo GPT system. I want to bring in Edgerunner AI co-founder and CEO Tyler Saltsman. So Tyler, walk us through what you have learned from the interactions that you have now from all of these soldiers. And why should there be a military-specific model? And how can that be better than maybe a general-purpose AI model that they could use?
Yeah, so first of all, we need to beat China. And how do we do that? We need to arm all of our warfighters with domain-specific AIs that understand their occupation in order to help them make better decisions to win the fight. And what we've done is we trained open models on military doctrine so they think military. They're culturally aware. They understand the acronyms, the euphemisms, the vernacular. They understand how we as warfighters do business, but more importantly, how we fight. And now what's important is as these models think military, they can aid us in the fight by making better decisions. So what we like to say is a pretty good decision made immediately is better than the perfect decision made too late. And that's the difference between not just winning the fight, but absolutely dominating it.
And having the devices, even if they're in, say, a region or a theater, to be clear, using your terminology, where they would not have access to internet or even Starlink, et cetera, they would be able to still have that communication platform. I think that's important. And, the Army is working with Edgerunner, with you, to put advanced AI directly onto autonomous military robots. And so this gives systems an onboard brain that can operate at the tactical edge. So I want you to explain this, because basically these robots and also drones would be able to continue the mission even if they lose contact with their human operator. And I think that's really important right now, as we're seeing the use of drone warfare, really play out in not just Iran, but in the Russia-Ukraine fight.
That's right. So, for example, with robots, we can put models that live on the chip that powers the robot. So imagine computer vision models whereby a robot can see. So a good example is, let's say someone has been blind for many years. Let's say they're 30 years old, they can finally see. They will still want to close their eyes and navigate through a room. That's because they don't understand the context of that room, of the physical objects. What we can do with robots, we can train these models so they can understand their surroundings. That way, when they have context-aware AIs, they can help with the fight. More importantly, though, these models, we can compress them. They can live on device, and now you have unlimited uses, not just without the internet, but now you no longer have to worry about tokens. And then more importantly, these models, again, are domain specific. They think like the military. And for example, an Army logistician needs as much of an AI than a combat medic. And so that's what we're doing. So now we can, again, make those better decisions. We call it decision dominance, because that's how you win the fight, is a series of good decisions made immediately in order to execute with violence.
And not using the tokens is important, because that is a cost to the U.S. military. And I think that's just important to point out as well. And all of this is about national security and the safety, of course, of our warfighters. China is leading heavily into open weight AI models that they can be downloaded, modified, deployed by developers around the world. So your company signed the Open Weights and American AI Leadership Initiative because you're backing open weight AI as a way to strengthen America's technological and national security position. But I have to ask you this: is China's open weight strategy giving Beijing an advantage in all of this? Because that's the back and forth that we see about open weight. Do you think the United States needs to embrace open weight AI to win the global AI race? Because at the end of the day, many on the national security side are saying that they don't want these Chinese models to get global traction, not just in the military, but obviously in business as well. Your thoughts on that?
So we do. We need to use these open models, fine-tune them on your private data, and keep them locally. That way, Anthropic and OpenAI aren't getting your alpha. They're not getting your IP. China's leading the charge in open models, but we're catching up. But more importantly, we're ahead of China in open models that think military. That's why we're excited with partnering with the AI, with the Army Artificial Intelligence Integration Center to make these models think military. China isn't building anything like that today. And so, again, we're ahead of them, but we need to stay cognizant on these open models, because they are important, but they're going to be the future, because what we need to do is get AIs away from Anthropic, get them away from OpenAI, because they're stealing your data. Not only are tokens more expensive, but they're getting more expensive exponentially. And again, they're stealing your alpha, they're stealing your IP. And the enemy could do that as well. So let's use American open models, fine tune on your data, host them locally, so you own your AI, you no longer rent it.
Yeah, and that is the argument about, do you go to a ChatGPT, which has got hundreds of thousands of users, and that's all the information, or do you use the smaller models? What you're saying is combine all of it, and that makes more of that open source environment. Well, it's certainly when it comes to national security, it's a big topic, and something I know that many in Congress have been talking about. Tyler Saltsman, it's great to have you on the program. Fascinating technology. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.